And that was Hounds of Love by Kate Bush. Now, joining me on the line is a regular listener to the show, John Ashe from Basingstoke. Are you there, John?
Yes, I'm here, Mark. Good to speak to you again. Hope you don't mind me phoning in again, which I do almost every week, don't I?
That's lovely to hear from you, John. The show would not be the same without you.
And it wouldn't be the same without me saying John Ashe from Basingstoke. John Ashe with an E.
Yes, of course. Lovely to hear from you, John. Right, so, well, it's Halloween. Are you in the mood for Halloween tonight?
I am in the mood for Halloween. I'm not in the mood for dancing, because I think I chose that one, didn't I, a few weeks ago? But I'm certainly in the mood for Halloween, and I've got lots of boxes of things and packets of things ready for this evening.
Oh, what sort of thing? Oh, sweeties?
Sweeties, biscuits, crisps. Yep, yeah, we go the whole hog.
Brilliant. So I suppose some of those crisps are crisps that you didn't eat when you were on your strict crisps regime.
You're right there, actually. Yes, there is a little bit of stock left over from that experience. I actually rather like to push the crisps because, I'm a bit of a fan of crisps, and I like to pass on that wisdom to the next generation. Even
though it actually caused you to be quite ill for a short term?
Well, yeah, even though. But, that's because I don't say to them, look, I recommend that you eat these for a fortnight exclusively. I just say, here's a bag of crisps, enjoy that. If you like that flavour, why don't you have some more sometime?
Yeah.
I don't push it on them.
No, fair enough.
I'm not an advertiser,
No, a crisp pusher.
I'm not a crisp pusher, no.
So what sort of, where you live in Basingstoke, do you get many trick-or-treaters?
We get loads every year.
Right.
Yes. And I quite like them. I enjoy the polite ones.
Uh-huh.
When they give you a nice smile and they say, trick or treat, they've got nice blonde pigtails and that sort of thing, lovely smile. Then, I'm quite happy to pass over the sweets. But it's the others. It's the ones that show no character that get on my nerves.
Right.
They stand there and they go, trick or treat. And that's it, there really is nothing at all. There's no smile. Those tend to be the ones that have got the most pathetic sort of masks on anyway, so you couldn't see anything if you wanted to. But they don't gesture, I tell them to go away. Well, I don't actually say go. I use more colourful language than that, but I can't do that on a radio programme.
Oh, right.
To go away.
Oh gosh, John. So they have to be dressed up, I guess. What if they're dressed up with a very colourful, gaudy costume of a skeleton or a witch, and they stand there and they don't put any effort into asking? What's your opinion about that?
I tell them to go away.
Right.
And that is, as I said, yes, in a manner of speaking.
Right.
Well, of course we have, it's not without cost. We have had some trouble. I've had a few, items of things moved around the garden and that sort of thing. But, I'm not having it because they can have such a lovely attitude, can't they? They could even take their mask off and smile, or they could gesture in a friendly way with their hands. There are all sorts of things that children can do to show a pleasant demeanour towards you. But when they don't, I have no time for it. Although there was one very bad year where I had the tyres removed and the wheels were up on brakes. But
you think that
happen.
That was children doing trick or treat?
It was a matter of coincidence, isn't it, Mark? Later on that very evening, after I had a particularly bad session with a bunch of rather tall, suspiciously looking old children who were very gruff and very low voices as well.
Right. And
I used some particularly offensive language, I have to admit.
Oh dear, John.
And must have been around 2:00 in the morning. And it cost me a fortune, of course, to get it towed away and have new tyres put on, and it's hundreds of pounds actually.
Oh dear.
So it's worth it for the principle, I think.
Where'd you keep your car?
On the drive.
Right. Oh, so they actually came in. Yeah, they came into your property. Oh dear. So is that right? And what about the things that have moved around in your garden? Are we talking garden gnomes here?
No, actually, no. I don't like garden gnomes, I have to admit. My parents used to have a lot of those, and I used to move them around as a child to get them out of the way. And I'm afraid on a few occasions I broke family strife.
What, deliberately?
Well, I suppose my parents have passed on now, so I can admit that, yes, in fact, that was the case. But of course, at the time, I claimed that it was just an accident. But I don't like looking at them at all. No, the sort of thing that they tend to move around is pots of plants,
Okay.
And, ornamental stones and things like that.
Ornamental.
We have a rather nice water. Well, we have a nice water feature.
Yes.
And we have a few sort of stone. Have a stone egret and a stone owl and things like that, and those get moved from one end of the garden to the other.
Dear. So the trick-or-treaters move your stone egret as a trick, I suppose.
That seems to be a favourite. They've not broken it, but they move it around the place. I think it's become a bit of a thing, actually, because it's never in the same place each year.
Huh. So they don't throw eggs at your house, then? I suppose that's something to be grateful for.
That's true, yes. Although there are suspicious substances sometimes in the water feature.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Shall we just draw a line under that, then?
Okay.
So, well, it's nice to hear that you do get trick-or-treaters, and I do hope tonight, then, that there'll be jolly ones and smiley-faced children, and not, as you suggest, older adult trick-or-treaters that smash your car up.
I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope not, depending on how you're asking that question.
Yes, okay, fair enough.
I don't want any with beards,
Oh, did they have beards, the last people?
I have. Well, that particular set clearly had beards.
Right.
They were very suspicious children altogether.
What made you think they were children when they were tall and old and had beards?
Well, it was the presence of their parents, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
But their parents were with them and were treating them like children. And, they were sort of saying, go on, love, go on. Nice gentleman there at the door.
Right.
And then this implausibly deep voice from a 6-foot person with a beard.
Well, I suppose unless you were doing it as an insurance claim on the car, then I hope it doesn't happen again tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right, well, John, have you got a record for us to spin on our virtual turntable for you?
Yes, I'd very much like to have something that I didn't actually dance to as a young man. It was a little bit too old at the time, really, when it came out. But I did dance as an older man sometimes, and that is by Depeche Mode, and it's Personal Jesus.
Okay.
And I think it's very good, very good. Although it's very good, I do say that Johnny Cash did a rather more bluesy and enjoyable and deeper version of it many years later.
Okay.
I don't know what on American recordings, wasn't it? On the American recordings, and I'm not sure which one to choose actually. So
well, look, John, here at Valley Park Radio Towers, we have an extensive vault of recordings, so we can play either recording for you.
Why don't you play both? Play both.
What, at the same time?
No, that wouldn't be a good idea. Would that be a bit crazy? How about playing sort of one and then the other after each other?
Okay, well, do you know what, John? I'm in a crazy sort of mood this Halloween. I think I might just do that.
Ah, excellent. That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Mark. I feel very special for that.
That's all right. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out? Give a shout out for either of, for both of these.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. So maybe I normally say Molly or Maud, don't I? I think those are my two old flames that I tend to choose. Well, how about both? That would be good, wouldn't it? Could you shout out to both Molly and Maud?
Absolutely. You got any preference about Molly for the Depeche Mode or Maud for the Johnny Cash or what?
Well, let's say Maud for the Johnny Cash because she is a little older.
Right. Okay.
Molly. Yeah.
All right. We'll do that for you. Right. Well, lovely to speak to you, John, and happy the recipients of trick or treating. I hope they're more treats than tricks.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that, Mark. Wonderful.
Right, well, speak to you again, John.
Indeed, great show. Always good to speak to you, Mark.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Darren's Valley's radio station.